Well, there's really been a lot of reaction to President Jacob Zuma's announcement of the appointment of a commission of inquiry into state capture. Of course, it follows a recent High Court judgment that the findings of former Public Protector Thuli Madonsela in her state of capture report were binding. Opposition parties and civil organizations have welcomed the commission, saying it is a step in the right direction for the people of South Africa. For now, we are joined for more reaction from our parliamentary studio by Lawson Naidoo, who is the Executive Secretary at the Council for the Advancement of the South African Constitution. Lawson, thanks so much. Good to have you on the programme.
Thank you, Leanne.
CASAC has for some time accused the President of using every possible trick to avoid being held accountable for his alleged involvement in state capture. What's your reaction now to last night's announcement?
Well, we welcome the fact that finally we're going to have a commission of inquiry into state capture, a commission of inquiry that Advocate Madonsela called for in her state of capture report more than a year ago, a remedial action that was confirmed and endorsed by the Gauteng High Court in December last month. And this is long overdue, and we welcome the fact that the President appears for now to be following the judgment of the High Court, in that he asked the Chief Justice to select the judge that will head the Commission of Inquiry. Obviously, we still await the detailed terms of reference of this Commission of Inquiry, but we once again would assume that the President would abide by the decision of the court and follow the directives given therein.
The timing. Everybody seems to be talking about the timing of the President's announcement. Do you read anything into it?
Well, 2 points here, Leanne. Firstly, the President, in terms of the High Court judgment, was given 30 days in which to institute this Commission of Inquiry. So he's within that time frame of 30 days to do so. But obviously, one can't ignore the fact that the announcement was made on the eve of a very important meeting of the ANC's National Executive Committee that meets today in East London. And we know that the issue of the President's continued tenure in office is on the agenda for that meeting, and this would seem to be to try and take the heat off the President at the moment. Again, we know that the ANC's National Conference last month took a decision that there should be a Commission of Inquiry set up as a matter of urgency. So the President would now appear to be belatedly following the instruction from the ANC National Conference.
Yeah, obviously the terms of reference is the sticking point now, and everybody waiting to see what happens there. We had the Public Protector saying that this really must strictly be into allegations of state capture, the Gupta family, the President's son, and those issues. However, the President last night said he wants to see this covering everything with regard to state capture. What would you like to see in terms of the terms of reference?
Well, I think, again, the Public Protector's remedial action was very clear, and the judgment of the High Court, which is what the President should use as his departure point in setting these terms of reference. And the High Court said that the terms of reference should, as a starting point, proceed from the premise of what is contained in the state of capture report of the former Public Protector, and that deals with issues that concern the Guptas, but also very specifically concern the President and his conflict of interest in the manner in which his personal interests and those of his son and other close associates of him would appear to have been impacted by influence from outside sources, from private interest groups such as the Guptas. So that must be the starting point of the terms of reference and the scope of the inquiry. But it obviously must move from there and take into account the various Gupta leaks that we've seen that come into the public domain subsequently to that, as well as other aspects related to the Guptas and related to issues around governance in state-owned companies that have come to the fore as a result of the work of a range of investigative journalists in South Africa.
Just finally, Raymond, in terms of the appointment of the Deputy Chief Justice, Raymond Zondo, who's going to be heading this commission, do you have any concerns? I mean, particularly given the fact that he has been a part of recent Concourt judgments that have actually involved the President?
No, absolutely not. I think members of the judiciary have demonstrated their independence and their robustness, and we welcome the appointment of Deputy Chief Justice Zondo to lead this Commission of Inquiry. I think the bona fides of members of the judiciary is beyond reproach. The concern that may arise here is whether this means that the Deputy Chief Justice will have to take a leave of absence from the Constitutional Court to discharge this mandate that he has now been given, and the impact that might have on the functioning of the Constitutional Court itself. But in terms of the capacity of Justice Zondo to execute this responsibility, we welcome his appointment.
Lawson Naidoo, thank you very, very much for talking to us here on Morning Live. Lawson Naidoo is CASAC Executive Secretary, talking to us from our parliamentary studios. We take a break. News at 8 after this.